What can close up lid? The next thing to do is create a table in the SQL database and select data columns for encryption. So in this task, you will connect to the SQL database with the SQL Server Management Studio and create a table. You will then encrypt 2 data columns using an auto-generated key from the Azure keyboard. So at this point, I think you're starting to see that that relation between the Azure keyboards and SQL database. So the keyboard will come in handy when creating the keys and also keeping it. Then the database, that key, we have database level keys that will now be generated, and these keys will be used to encrypt those columns, and that is actually the point behind this feature that we are trying to implement here, which is the always encrypted feature in the SQL databases. So we need to search for our database. We need to navigate back to it. So you can just click on the ellipses at the top left section here. There'll be an option for databases here, SQL database, or you can search for it as well. So I'll just navigate into it. Let's see the database here. Okay, so in the essentials section, identify the server name. So once again, as much as we are in the database SQL database blade, we need to go back to the essentials section and identify the server name, I guess. Let me just confirm that. Yeah, we need to identify the server name. So you copy to clipboard, and then in the toolbar, click Set Server Firewall. So where's that server name? This is it. This right here is the server name. So you can just click on this icon to copy the server name. I'll save it somewhere. So you can save it here. SQL so it recorded there. Maybe if I need to reference it later, I'll go back there. Then on the actually it says record the server name. You will need the server name later in this task, so make sure you record it. Then we need to go to the set server firewall. So that should be under settings, I guess. Settings, not really. Let me just scroll down. And oh, okay, sorry, it's right here. Must have escaped me. This is the option that you need to go for, and it's still under the overview blade. So as you can see, we are still under the overview blade. Then now you need to go for the so this will be a step number 2, and this is step 1. So click on set server firewall, and actually this by setting this rule over here, this is the at this point we are setting up the Azure SQL, the Azure SQL logical server rules. So there are different rules that you can set here. You can set public IP rules, and that's what you see here. Then you can set some VNet rule. Maybe just to go back, public IP rules will basically allow connections to it will either allow connection or deny connection from public IPs. So that's like basically the internet. Then the virtual network rule will allow connection to all your databases within this SQL logical server. It will allow connection to all your databases, at least at this point, at this level, it will allow that connection. under Microsoft Azure subnets. So depending on the subnets that you pick this under virtual networks, that's what you'll be setting up here to allow connection to those subnets. Then we have some other rules. It allows such public internet IP address to access user source. There should be something like an app service rule. Anyway, that so far those are the two rules that we can set up here. Then we can set up private access to this logical server, and this will turn it, if we enable private access only, to turn this to act like a private endpoint. There's much to learn there. So anyway, let's just go to follow the instructions. On the firewall settings blade, scroll down to rule name, click add a firewall rule, and specify the following settings. So we need to just scroll down, firewall rules, and then we need to click add a firewall rules. So this is the point here, firewall rules. Yeah, so okay, so now we can set up, we can just click on this option here, add the rule, add a firewall rule, to add a new rule. But notice that this option is checked, allow Azure services and resources to access the server. So this is the third rule that I was looking for. So this is called the Azure service Azure service IP Azure service rule. We have three different rules. So we have the virtual network rule, we have the public IP rule, and this one. So make sure that this is checked, otherwise you may face an issue. So I'll just click on add a rule at this point now, right there, and then the rule name is going to be allow management or MGMT VM. So ideally we are allowing that management VM. Then start IP, we're going to select the public IP address of the virtual machine. So I'll just go back to my notes, copy that public IP that we had it copied earlier, and start IP, and I think that's it. Yeah, it's the same, and IP. So ideally we just allow this single IP to have access to our logical logical SQL server. I'll click OK. So no other device, no other IP is allowed access to our logical SQL server at this point, except for the VM. Then click Save to save the changes and close the confirmation pane. Then note that this modifies the server firewall settings, allowing connection to the medical database from the Azure Virtual Machine's public IP address you deploy in this level. So this is what we call setting up a logical server firewall rule. Then you can even go deep or at a more granular level to set IP rules, although those will just be IP rules related to public IPs. You can set that at the database individual database levels, but then you can't do that using the graphical user interface. You need what you call TSQL, I think. So I'll just click save at this point and save all this configuration. Navigate back to the AZ500. That's the virtual machine itself, and we'll be connecting using RDP to the virtual machine. Click download RDP. Now we need to provide that username, and then we need to provide a password. Then wait for the remote desktop session and server manager to load. Close the server manager. The remaining steps in this lab are performed within the remote desktop session. So the remaining steps seems like from step number 6. Quick start yeah, it seems like from step number 6 going downwards will be performed on the virtual machine, within the virtual machine itself. So let's go back to the virtual machine. Just you can easily search for virtual machines from that search box, or you can hit the ellipsis, that ellipsis icon to access virtual machines. So click on entry, that's our virtual machine. But you can just click on connect from this point. I'll click connect. I won't select connect via Bastion, but I'll just click on connect. So yeah, because we haven't set up Bastion, we're not using that Bastion connection. So I'll just click on this left arrow once again to have a wider view of this blade. So I'll just click there. Then as you can see, we're under settings, connect option. Then under this point, we are going to use this most common way to connect, which is via native RDP. So I just click on select here, and then just a few checkups if we are good to go. So I'll just say download RDP. You can see that it offers you the username of this virtual machine. Then you can click here to reset your password if you forgot it. I don't know how it works, but then I'll just click on download RDP since I have the password. It's a small file, so I can just open it from here, or you can navigate to where the file got downloaded, then double tap on it to open it. Then I'll hit connect. Then at this point you want to click on more choices, that's right there. Then you want to click on user different accounts, this box or this entry, use a different account. Yeah, actually we're there. So I'll just input the username, which is student. You can see it even from here. You can just type it student, that's the username. Then for the password, I just need to retrieve my password. I saved it here. So this is password, the password that I use for this VM. I'll just copy it and paste it there. Then you can click on remember me if you don't want to keep on signing back to this game. So I'll click OK. Then it will initiate a connection to the virtual machine. Then this will just allow prompt me to what is this certificate name, certificate error. The following errors were encountered while validating the computer certificate. Do you want to connect despite these certificate errors? Yeah, just say yes. Click on yes. So I'll wait for the virtual machine to start up. I'll just wait for it to completely boot up, then I'll be back. So the virtual machine is up. I can you can just click on no. This select no if you're prompted to connect to the network. Select no. You don't have to. Then also this dialog that pops here, you can just click on don't show this again and close it. Let's continue the instructions. I'll just return back to my instruction page here. So and so click start in the start menu, expand the Microsoft SQL Server 2.19 folder and click the Microsoft SQL Server Management Studio. So we just need to launch that tool. Let's go back. We can close this. So to go out of this, there's this icon here at the top. Just hit not that really, but the other one right here, so that we can kind of minimize this and maybe close it after that. So I can just click anywhere inside this virtual machine instance, then I'll hit the Windows key on my laptop. Just a moment, seems not to be working. Okay, I'll use a scrolling bar on the right hand side of my screen. This is it. I'll just, sorry, that I'll use a scrolling bar to scroll down in the VM. Then I want to close this. I don't think I'll be needing this server management tool. I want to close that, so I'll just hover my mouse there, then I'll close it. Now we need to click start, then under the Microsoft Visual Studio, is it Visual Studio? No, it's actually Microsoft SQL Server Tools 19, that right here. You need to click on that folder and scroll down. We need to open this SQL Server Profile 19. I think that's what we need to open, so just click there, give it a moment to launch, and there we have it, although this is not really what you want. So to get what you want, we can just this is the option. You can click on this box like icon, that one right there. Just click on it, then it will now launch the actual tool that you want. So I can close this actually in the background. I can just close it. I don't need this. Okay, it's just like it won't be possible, so I'll just cancel and minimize it. I think I minimized everything. Let me relaunch it once again. So I'll click on that to launch it. Yeah, here it is. It's actually open. Yeah, it opened twice. So I'll close one of it. I'll close this one. Just click OK. Okay. Okay, seems like I closed the entire virtual machine. So I'll just go or just add the p box into it, and I'll be back. So this is the virtual machine instance. I happened to close the instance mistakenly, so what I did is that I just add the p back into it, and previously we had the SQL Server Manager loading in the background, so this is just it, nothing new. So I'll go back to the instructions, and now after you've launched the Microsoft SQL Server Tools, actually that's Microsoft SQL Server Management Tool, or SSMS, we need to make a connection. So in the connect to server dialog box, which is what you see here, this dialog box on screen, in that dialog box, let's see what you have to do. We need to select the server type as database engine, server name. The server name you identified earlier in this task. Then SQL Server authentication, that's what you'll be working with. And login is the student. Then password, please use password in that. So let's see how that will go about. I'll just copy that. And server name, okay, so server name, I need to go select I need to get the server name. I'll just scroll down to have the database server name. Copy this server name because that's it. So we have a drop down here, don't worry about it. This will just record your history on the server names that you've been using. So like for now, this is the server name that I've used. So the next time we come back and connect, it will have recorded this server name, so you can use the drop down to easily access one of the server names that you used in the past. Then authentication is gonna be Let me just double check that. Authentication is going to be SQL Server authentication. So we have different ways to authenticate to this. We can use Azure Active Directory, we can use SQL Server authentication, and Windows authentication, but the common way is these two: SQL Server authentication and Azure Active Directory. Azure Active Directory is actually the recommended way to go, but in this case we'll be using SQL Server authentication. Then the login, need to you can just check it back here. Login is gonna be student. That's like the username, and just paste it there, and then the password. The password is gonna be what was created under exercise 1 task 1 step 9, so you can just reference back to it. I think for me I recorded it, so I'll just make use of the password that I recorded earlier. Okay, so moving forward, you need to get the password of this SQL server. So I'll just go back to my note here and see what's the password. I think this is the password. I'll try this one. I'm not sure which one is it. So I'll just try this one and click connect and see if it will work. Okay, it seems to work. Yeah, it seems to have worked. Now that we're logged in, we need to navigate to the Object Explorer pane and expand the database folder. So I'll just try to minimize this so that I can have a way to just toggle in between these two interfaces, these two windows actually. So yeah, this is good. I'll try to minimize here. So yeah, so that will do. So we are logged in already, and we need to navigate the Object Explorer pane, and this is it right here. As you can see from the name here, that's the Object Explorer. So that pane, expand the database folder, and then in the Object Explorer pane, I click the medical database and click new query. So ideally we will be creating a new table with that query, but let's just see what's there. So this is our logical server. At our logical server level, I'll click on expand, the plus sign just next to the SQL server, which is our logical server page. Our logical SQL server. Then I'll just expand databases to see what databases are there. We have system database and the medical database that we've been seeing. Then under medical databases, let's see what is there. We see we have database diagrams, we have tables, we have views, all the way to security, storage. Since we'll be creating tables, let's just expand on tables and see what's there. We have 4 folders on system tables, external tables, graph tables, and drop laser tables. So let's add a new this new query and see what table we created. So we just need to copy this query. I think I'll have to move that there. I'll copy it using that icon as always to copy the code, and it says right here that right click on the medical database. So I'll just go to medical database, right click on it, I'll click on new query, give it a moment to launch. Then right here you can just paste in the code. I'll hit Control V, and that's the code. Then we need to click on execute at the top here, execute. So I'll just click execute and let it run. Commands completed successfully. So you can see here we are getting this output, and seems like we're good to go. So I'll just find a way to refresh this. Okay, so I'll just try to minimize that, minimize even the medical. Then I'll just try to refresh with this icon, the refresh button there, and see what will turn up. So I'll click on medical, expand it, and see if we got a new table here. Yeah, there's this table, DBO patients. Is that entry? So I'll go back to the instructions. After the table is created successfully in the Objects Explorer pane, expand the medical database node. The tables node, right-click the DBO patient node and click Encrypt Columns. So we're there already. We are at the DBO patients table under tables. Note this will initiate Always Encrypted wizard. So that's the way to do it. How to initiate Always Encrypted. So just select that DBO patients table, and then encrypt columns. So we need to expand the medical database node, the table node, right-click the we need to right-click on it. Right-click on the DBO.patients, then select encrypt columns. I think that's the option to go for, encrypt columns. Then I guess we need to choose a column. Okay, I don't see anything popping, but that should be the way to do it. Yeah, this is the window that just popped. So this ideally this is how to initiate the Always Encrypted feature, and we need to just complete some setup here, seems like. So I'll try to minimize this. Seems like it went into a full mode. So on the introduction page, click next, and then on the columns section page, select the SSN and birth date columns. Set the encryption type of the SSN column to deterministic, and of the birth date column to randomize, and click next. So in the introduction, let me just scroll down. I think I'm missing something here. Yeah, I get the point. So it seems like I need to drag it. Let's try to minimize this. Okay, now I need to click on next, since we are in the introduction introduction section. I'll click on next here. Then under column section, let me just see what you have to do. Select the SSN and birth date columns. So let's just do that, SSN and that birth date. This is it. So those are the two columns. Then set the encryption type of the SSN column to deterministic. So of the type of the SSN column to deterministic, and of the birthday column to randomize. So let's see how to do that. Encryption type, encryption key. So we have these options here. Encryption type, I'll just click on that and see what is there. Randomize encryption, not really what I'm right here, this is where to choose encryption type. Sorry, encryption type. So we can select from there. So for the SSN, is gonna be encryption type is gonna be deterministic, and then for the birth date, encryption type is gonna be randomized. If I'm doing it right, yep, that's it. So note, while performing the encryption, if any error thrown, like exception has been thrown by the target of an invocation related to rhetoric, that is in bracket Microsoft.SQL server.management.service management. Then make sure the key permissions value of the rotation policy operations are checked. You will get an error. So encryption key, new. So I don't think we got such an error. The call location will be changed from SQL Latin general with that. So I think we're just good at that point. If not, in the Azure portal, navigate to the key vault access policy, key permission, check all the values and the rotationary policy information. I don't think we are facing such an error. Then on the master key configuration page, select Azure Key Vault and click sign in. So I'll just click on next. You can click on next here, or you can click on the master key configuration. It will say land you in the same place. So to generate a new column encryption key, to generate a new column encryption key, a column master key must be selected to protect it. The column master key is stored outside of the database. So there'll be two keys. There'll be a master key, and then there'll be a column key. So the master key is actually used to encrypt the column keys. I think it's because it's some sort of added security there. So let's see what we have to do there. Select the Azure Key Vaults, click sign in. So we need to select this option, Azure Key Vault. So everything else remains as the same. Defaultly we need to just select Azure Key Vault. Then we need to sign in. You're not signed into Microsoft Azure. I'll just yeah, we need to log into Azure Key Vault because that's gonna be our key store provider. So I'll just sign in. I'll just sign in, then come back later. So make sure that you just sign in with it says here that you click on sign in. So that's on the VM itself. After you clicked on sign in to the Key Vault, this section, you need to click on sign in. If you're prompted, then authenticate by using the same user account you used to provision the Azure Key Vault instance earlier in this lab. So ideally that's the user account that you were logged into while doing the previous tasks in this lab. So ensure that Key Vault appears in the select an Azure Key Vault dropdown list, and click next. So let's see if because I did click on sign in and I'm now signed in. Okay, something happened here. I think I must have signed in. Let me just do that once again. For security, let's see if it will work. But not this. We'd like to say your password, that I'm not interested. So you can see that I got this prompt. Authentication complete. You can return to the application. Feel free to close this browser tab. So I'll just close it. Then now you can see that there's a change here. The Azure Key Vaults got populated here. So you can this is my subscription ID. Then let's select the Azure Key Vault that's associated with that subscription ID. Do I have any? Let me just expand this. I'll expand that. See if we have any. So it seems not to be showing up. I will try to expand this. Okay, so yeah, I have two subscriptions, so I'll need to select this add-on as for students, and let me see. Yeah, this is the keyword name now that I've been using, so I need to minimize this first, and then you can see that I have my subscription. After I selected the correct one, then this is the keywords name. So make sure you populate the same on your side. Now click on next from here. Then once the encryption process is complete, okay, before we get there, so on the run settings page, click next. Let's see where that is, run settings. I'll just expand this. So no addition, it says no additional configuration is required because your database does not have an enclave enabled. So I just click next. Then run settings. I think we're supposed to click next still. Minimize this window. Yeah, on the run settings page, we're supposed to click next. So I just go back and click next. I'll leave everything as default. Then on the summary page, click finish to proceed the encryption. When prompted, sign in again by using the same user account you used to provision the Azure keyboards instance early in this lab. So I'll just click on finish. Let me see, and here goes the prompt to sign in. So I'll just click on my user account, and I'll need to provide the password. There is an issue there, so I'll need to provide the password once again. Okay, so that's it. So you can see it generated new column master key, CMK. Then it generated a new column encryption key, that's CEK, and finally it's looking to perform encryption operation. So it will encrypt I think it will encrypt the two columns. Yeah. Then once the encryption process is complete, on the results page, click close in the SQL Server Management Studio console in the Object Explorer pane. Under the medical node, expand the security and always encrypted keys subnodes. Let's just wait for this to complete. I'll come back once it's done. So after some few minutes, all the configuration passed successfully, and it's just you can see it from here. So I can close this window now. Just click on close because you're done with it. The next thing we need to do is we need to step number 19 right here in the SQL Server Management Studio console, in the Object Explorer pane, under the medical node, expand the security and always encrypted keys subnodes. Then note that the always encrypted keys subnode contains the column master keys and column encryption keys. So this keys seems like they are stored in the database. So in case anything needs access to the file, then they will be decrypted from that point, or in case there's anything being stored, it will be encrypted. So let's just expand this, and we need to go under keys. I'm just waiting for it to expand. Is it really under keys? Let me just double check. Expand the security always. Sorry, it shouldn't be keys. Must have missed my track there. Medical node expand. Yeah, it's actually at the top. Medical. So I think this is it. Security and always encrypted. So you can see that we have the column master keys and the column encryption keys. And what are you supposed to do here? not the always encrypted keys are not contained. Oh, yeah, so we've taken note of that because you can see the two sets of keys are right here. So exercise 4 is now to demonstrate the use of Azure Key Vault in encrypting the SQL database, encrypting the Azure SQL database. In this exercise, you will complete the following tasks. Task 1, run a data-driven application to demonstrate the use of Azure Key Vault in encrypting the Azure SQL database. So I think we'll be using the app that we registered to uh, demonstrate this part of the exercise. So task 1, run a data-driven application to demonstrate the use of Azure Key Vault in encrypting the Azure SQL database. You will create a console application using Visual Studio to load data into the encrypted columns and then access that data securely using a connection string that accesses the key in the key vault. Okay, so it's like you're using the Visual Studio to come up with an app or something. So from the RDP session, we are already still in the virtual machine RDP session. So we need to go to Visual Studio 2019. So I think I can as well close this. So just minimize it. Just minimize it from where is it? So let me expand that. Then I can minimize this. Don't think we need it. So I will also minimize this. Then we need to select Visual Studio. This is Visual Studio. There's nothing here. So let's just see which one exactly between the two on the screen here. So launch Visual Studio 2019 from the start menu. Let me see if that's Visual Studio from the start menu. I think this is it. Blend for Visual Studio, because expanding this, there's nothing here. Yeah, this is it. Visual Studio 2019. So I'll just click on that, and you can as well use this one on the screen. I think. Sorry. You can as well use this one. I think it will still work. So we'll wait for it to launch. Switch to the window displaying Visual Studio 2019 welcome message. Click the sign in button and web portal. Provide the credentials you use to authenticate to the Azure subscription you're using in this lab. On the get started page, click create a new project. Let's get there. So this is where we need to sign in. We need to click there. So just provide your details. For me, that is cloud. Password is gonna be This might take a minute, so give it some time. On the get started page, click create a new project. In the list of project templates, search for console app. It's a .NET framework. Okay, it will be associated with the .NET framework. In the list of results, click console app. Once again, .NET framework. Let's just see where that is. So choose a color theme, so it's nothing important here, and just click start Visual Studio. So I'll wait for it to prepare for fast use. Then after it has launched, we need to click on create a new project. Then in the list of project templates, we need to search for console app. Let's just search for that. We can use this search box, I suppose, right here. So just type in console app. Let's see what will come up. We are looking for this .NET framework. See two of them. So it's I think we're looking for the C hash, and click next. So we need to be in there. So this is it. This is the one we should select, C hash, because the other one is a VB. So I'll just click C hash, then click on next, and then on the configure your new project page, specify the following settings. Leave the settings as default, then click create. So project name, I'll just copy this. So a backspace, then that's the project name. As for the solution name, it's gonna be Always Encrypted. Yeah, that's okay. Then framework is gonna be a .NET framework 4.72. That's okay. Everything else should be left as default, and that goes for this unchecked option. Then in the Visual Studio Console, click the tools menu. In the drop down menu, click NuGet or Nugget Package Manager, then click create. Okay, I think I went ahead of myself here. Okay. So I'm in the right track. No error so far. So what you actually need to do after that is to go to tools and select Nugget Packet Manager, and then click on Packet Manager Console. So that is at the top here. This is where you find tools. I'll click on that. Then you need to select Nugget, then Packet Manager Console. So I'll select that. Then in the package manager console open, run the following to install the first required Nugget package. So I'll just copy this, and this is it. This is the packet manager console. This whole area at the bottom here, but now the entry that you import, you just import the entry right there. So just let me look at the code once again. Yeah, just paste it there. I'll hit Control V and see if it will work. Yeah, that is it. Install packet manager. Yeah, that's the code. And now I'll hit enter or return. So it's attempting to gather dependency information for the package, and there it is running. So it says successfully installed Microsoft.SQL Server.management.always encrypted Azure keyboard provider that. Then we are back to the console line. I'll just hit enter. Then in the packet manager console pane, run the following to install the second required packet manager. So I'll just copy the code under instruction number 8. Go back to the packet manager, then paste it there. Hit enter once again. So I hope it won't run into an error. So it has completed successful once again, and this is what has been installed. Microsoft identity model.clients.active directory 5.30. Then minimize the RDP session to your Azure virtual machine. Then navigate to all files, then program.cs, open it in Notepad and copy its content into clipboard. So I think we can just do that from the browser here. I'll go back to my GitHub page, navigate to lab 10 folder, because that's where the files are. So this is the file that we need, program.cs. I'll just click on it to open it, and then it's quite a long file. So I can copy it from here, copy raw file. I'll just click copy raw file, and let me see what the instructions is. Minimize the RDP session to your and copy its content to clipboard. Return to the RDP session, and in the Visual Studio console, in the Solution Explorer window, click program.cs and replace its content with the code you copied into the clipboard. Okay, so I did copy the code for me. I just copied from here. I selected the copy raw file, that option, and it has copied everything to clipboard. So I just need to go back to Solution Explorer window, and yeah, this is it, Solution Explorer. And then I think we are supposed to replace everything here within this window. I think you're supposed to replace everything here. So and replace its content with the code you copied. So I'll just hit Control A to select everything, then backspace to remove everything, then I'll Control V to paste everything inside it. So that's about 278 lines of code. Then so I've just replaced that code. Then it says under instruction number 11 in the Visual Studio window, in the program.cs pane, in line 15, replace the connection string. Replace the connection string noted earlier, placeholder with the Azure SQL database ado.net. So let's just go scroll up to line 15. So line 50 is right here. And this way we have to change things. So just copy the ado.net connection string. So it's a edit recorded here. So I'll just copy this entire code. Copy that. And we have to replace it in the connection string. Replace your password. Placeholder with the password that you specify in the deployment in exercise 1. So before we just replace things there, let's look at the connection string itself. True, false. Yeah, we have this. You'll notice that there's this section here. There's this portion. It says your password. So you need to replace that with the password that you specified in the deployment. So let me just copy that into the code here first. Number 15, connection string. So at connection string, I'll just remove this, backspace, I'll paste it there, and I think I can change it from here still. So I'll just call ID student password, then I'll remove the brackets and your password, and remove that. Then I'll need to get the password. guess this is my password, not that one, this one. I'm not sure between which one between the two, but so the password, the exercise one, so I'll copy this one. I think this is the password that I'm looking for. So I'll just paste it there. In case it fails to work, I think I can always go back and correct it. So now that I've done that, so under instruction number 12 in the Visual Studio window in the program.cpen.cs pen in line 16, replace the client ID noted earlier placeholder with the value of the application ID of the register app. Okay, so just let's do that. Application ID, this is the application ID. I'll just copy it, then I'll go down to line 16. It's actually line 17 in my case here, so I'll just remove this entire block. I'll backspace there and I'll paste in the ID. Then static string client secret, we need to replace it as well, seems like. So under instruction number 19 in the Visual Studio window in the program.cs pencil in line 17, replace the key value noted earlier placeholder with the value of key 1 of the register app. So let's get it. A key1 value, and I think this is yeah, this is the value. I'll copy it. The value of the key, yeah. So for me that will be line 17. It's actually line 17. I'll just remove this first. Backspace, then paste that ID there. Actually the value itself, the secret value. Then in the Visual Studio console, click the start button to initiate the build of the console application and start it. So the start button should be this one right here. So just click on start. So as you can see here, it says building. Then as we wait for that, the application will start a command prompt window, and that's what you can see in the background. I have this black screen as I took this area before I even go to it. So the application will start a command prompt window. When prompted for password, type the password that you specified in the deployment in exercise 1 to connect to the Azure SQL database. So let me get the password. Enter the password. So I'll just paste in the password. That's my password. Then click enter. Adding sample patient data to the database. So it says like the password is working. So it will add this sample data to the database. So Orlando G with that, I think that's our social service number and the birth date. Then what's next? Leave the console up running and switch to the SQL Management Studio console. In the Object Explorer pane, right click the medical database, and in the right click menu, click new query. So let's go back there and just minimize this window and this one as well, because you don't have to close it. Okay, so let me just expand everything first. I'll minimize this. So I'll go back to the SSMS, which is a SQL Server Management student. Then let's see where we have to work with. So in the medical database, yeah, medical database, right click, new query. So right here, medical, right click on medical, select new query, and then from the query window, run the following query to verify that the data that loaded into the database from the console app is encrypted. So I'll just copy this code, and in section number 18, this code, this is what I've copied. Then I'll come back here and just paste it, Control V. Then I'll click on execute once again. Let's see if we have the same data here, SSN, and now you can see that it's encrypted. So we can't really tell what's the SSN details, what are the but the details of these entries. So it's working. Switch back to the console application where you're prompted to enter a valid SSN. This will create the encrypted column for the data. So let me see. Switch back to the console application. Let's just switch there. Yeah, please enter a valid SSN. That's right there. So this will query the encrypted column for the data. At the command prompt, type the following and press the enter key. Now just copy that, which is 999-003. So that's what I've copied. Then I'll paste it in the console here. I'll hit enter. You can see it says patient found with the SSN dot, and I think that is donor carriers. So to terminate the console app, press the enter key, and it even says the same here. Press enter to exit. So I just press enter, and yeah, that's it. So that's it for this lab, and this just a section on cleanup resource, how to clean up the resources. So in the Azure portal, you can issue these. So we need to navigate to PowerShell, and when prompted, click confirm. So in the PowerShell, we need to just let's copy this code. So this will remove it will remove this resource group that we've been working with, and I think to just force everything else. So we can go back to our portal, because Azure portal, and I'll just close this. We don't need it. I'll open CloudShell, close that blade as well, and go back to the home tab. So I'll just press in, type in CLS, then I'll press in what I've copied, which is the command to clear, just clean up the resources once again. I'll hit enter, and yeah, from that point, everything else, everything that we've been using, all those resources will be removed. you can as well remove them manually if you know how to how to locate the resources like Key Vault, the register app, and all that. So that has been it for this video. I hope it has been an educative one. Hope to see you in another lab. Thank you.